Good morning, good morning, good morning. We here, right here, Teleman Radio Worldwide FM NYC, home of the Turn Up Boys in the Morning Show. It is Hump Day.
Hump Day Wednesday, baby. Hump you a bad bitch, you already know. Make sure y'all do that today.
Good. The phone line is wide open, 917-636-7078. Feel free to call us up, man. We here live in effect. And we chilling with a special guest. Oh, you want to introduce us?
Yeah. Willie Do Good or, right? Willie Do Good or, right?
Willie Do Good.
Willie Do Good. Yeah. I was like a tongue twister.
Like Willie.
Willie Do Good.
Willie.
Willie Do Good or. There you go.
Willie Do Good.
You know, like when they call people do-gooders?
Right, you
Yeah.
So it's Willie Do Gooder.
Do good.
Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Yeah, man, what's going on? What you got popping over here? You got me, hey, yo, I might be on the show, son.
Right. Hustle of the artist.
I got the car.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Talk about hustle of the artist.
Yeah, I'm
Talk
just
about hustle of the artist.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. True.
I got the card right here.
Hell yeah.
Got you.
It's on the pocket.
Come on down.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
The show. What you got going on, man? You got a project coming out? You got
Man, everything going on, man. I dropped my EP last year, the Prognosis. You know, it made me a little bit of money last year.
Nice.
You know?
That's what's
You know, the response to it was very, very good. It's classic hip hop, boom bap. You know, with an intelligence, conscious edge to it.
Right.
You know, but it's still gritty. It's still relevant. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I just dropped a freestyle for my fans 2 days ago called "Make 'Em Believe." You know, that one's getting really good response right now. That's more gritty, but you know, no curses, so the kids can listen to it too.
Okay, got a clean version. He's like, got a clean version.
Yeah, all my versions are clean versions.
Right.
But you wouldn't think so when you hear it, you know. Like,
Right.
You'd be like, damn, no curses.
Right. But you went to a dark place with that song.
Right,
like,
absolutely.
When you had to, yeah. That's what's up, man. So where you from, man?
I'm from Brooklyn, right here in Brooklyn.
Okay, what part?
BK all the way.
That's
That's out. Oh
Yeah.
shit, that's out.
On the
Right now, baby.
That's
Like right.
I know, right down the street.
Yeah, and you know, they say that you can always tell a Brooklyn spitter when they, you know, when they spit their rhymes, you can always tell a person from Brooklyn.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like all my Brooklyn people is like, yo, Brooklyn stand up when they heard that. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
Brooklyn stand up. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. Because, you know, all the greats came from Brooklyn, you know, Jay.
Well, a lot of greats
you
came
know,
from Brooklyn.
And everybody.
Still got some greats that came from the Bronx.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
That's
Some
a
greats
fact.
came from Queens.
Yep.
Yeah. Long Island.
Yeah, Long Island, yeah.
So I can't forget that. A lot of greats came from New York, period.
Yeah. Depending where you did, what war or whatever.
Right. And it also depends on what you call it great and what you categorizing as great.
Mm-hmm.
What I classify as great came from New York.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Because, like, we pretty much really originated. We started hip-hop, really.
Yeah.
But let's start, what was the origin of hip-hop? Like, back in the Bronx, like in the early
Bronx.
80s.
Yep, South Bronx. As a matter of fact, I
Early
was
70s, yeah.
I was living in the South Bronx in the 80s. You know,
Yeah.
when hip hop first started out. So we always had like Grandmaster Flash would be in the playground. I mean in the game rooms.
Right.
KRS-One would be right around there. Scott LaRock would be over there.
Oh,
you know.
shit.
So we always had greats just walking up the block, but they wasn't great at that time.
Right. People didn't know him as great yet.
Yeah, but they still dress that way. Like you can see Grandmaster Flash with the leather suits and the tassels.
You
know what I mean? Yeah, with the pearls. And they're playing Pac-Man.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Boogie down.
Oh, yeah. That's where it started,
All I
bro.
know is, man, when I used to go into some shows, man, and everybody be like, yo, we'll boogie down there, and everybody just go,
With the
Yeah.
With the X that, baby.
Yeah, it's always gonna be Bronx always gonna be in the house or Brooklyn always
Yeah.
gonna be in the house.
In the house. Always one of those two boys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's Brooklyn in
The house.
Like everybody.
Without a doubt.
Fucking
Mine. Hell yeah. They go crazy when they hear that
place
shit.
is rumbling.
Hell yeah.
When I first got here, I used to look around like that.
And then Queens will always get like the last football. Queens and Staten
Yeah.
You know why though? But you know why? It was that whole beef between KRS-One and Marley Marl and them. That's what really should. But Queens really be repping, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
they do. They right. That's
They got
true. That's
some
true.
solid official MCs coming out of Queens, bro.
Right. 50, you know what I'm saying? Well, I mean, that's old.
LL, come on,
LL,
Run DMC.
Right, Run DMC,
Nas.
obviously.
You got, you got the whole Nature. You got.
Well, Nicki Minaj now, but I mean, you know.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
There's some solid people.
Yeah,
from Queens.
for sure, man. Yeah,
So I'm repping all boroughs. I mean, if you listen to one, I done lived in all the boroughs.
Right.
But I'm from Brooklyn, so like that's probably why my style is so effective. It's because it's an influence of all the boroughs, Brooklyn primarily.
So you got a taste of all of the world.
Right.
All the borough, all of New York City, basically.
Yeah.
But you hit them hard with that Brooklyn.
Right, and I'm staying true to what I grew up on. You know what I mean? Like,
nothing wrong with that, man.
yeah, because that's what talks to me. You know what I mean?
No.
I resonate with the music that speaks to me.
Right.
And that speaks to me, so I stay true to it.
Yeah. I remember how you was talking about your style earlier too, and saying like the different things, like with your songs, like you have different meanings with your songs and everything like that.
Right. So I try to tie in the relevance of messaging with the songs, and you know, shine a light on what the cause of issues might be, and then.
Go ahead.
You know, right?
Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to know is what borough gave you or put you in the darkest state of mind when you were creating your music? Like based off the experience and stuff that you're saying, just being in the environment, which borough of all of them?
I would have to say the Bronx because we moved to the Bronx when I was in like 2nd grade. And so it was a dark time. My mom was a single parent at the time too. So we were exposed to a lot of things with a young single woman and children in the Bronx, you know. Back then crack just started, you know. So like they had crack dealers trying to get kids to hold packages for them, stuff like that. You had like old men that was trying to get with younger women. So those were a lot of experiences. And then just being you know, like a lot of people without a father figure at that time, you were really just exposed to the streets.
Yeah, so, role models.
I had Tupac for mine, so.
So we fought a lot, you know, and we had to fight a lot of kids in the street and defend ourselves and things like that because of the fact that we were like young with a young mother, and a lot of the people would try to take advantage of us. So I would say that would be the darkest influence on why I do and how I do what I do.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, the Bronx was gritty, man. Even the South Bronx to this day, I mean, that place is still gritty.
Oh, yeah. You can't walk through the Bronx without feeling the darkness and the
word, that like freaking like dangerous energy a little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because I always be watching around my surroundings too. Every time when I get off the 4 train when I'm in the Bronx, but on Woodlawn, I always be like walking around like checking like the corner of my eye just to see if anybody behind me or anybody, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, man.
Yeah, but my neighborhood used to be worse. Like when I first moved over there, last time before train, like Norwood, like it used to be really bad. I remember somebody got shot on my block right in front of the store.
Yeah. I mean, I see when we were kids, we see people with holes in their heads and stuff laid out on the ground. All that, like it wasn't like now. It wasn't like how it was back then because everything was more accessible.
Right.
So people got guns like it was nobody. I mean, we were shooting guns at cans and shit. Like,
wow.
So
shit.
It was like the Wild Wild West out there.
Yeah, like the Wild West.
I wasn't born then. Like I'm a early '90s baby, '92.
Yeah. So that means you grew up in the houses.
Word, exactly. She grew up in the good era, no? In the good times.
My siblings are way older than me. Like 20 plus years older than me.
Yeah.
So, but they're from Jersey, so they kind of like brought that back to Ohio.
Right.
But that's as much exposure I got. I mean, like, we have drug dealers and stuff like that, but I ain't never experienced nothing like that. We're seeing loads of people there.
Well, the good thing about having older siblings is that you get a wealth of education from them and experience that they went ahead of you.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, it's not necessary to be like having street smarts or anything like that. I mean, even those kind of smarts is something that's kind of like you born with.
Right.
Whether you're in the street or not. Either you have sense or you don't have sense.
Right.
Yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I think my youngest sibling is 37.
Your youngest, oldest siblings.
Yeah, youngest, oldest sibling.
Right, he's way older than you.
And then the other 2 are in their 40s.
Nice. So that's a good spread. They took care of you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you basically the baby.
So you will forever be the baby. Forever.
Yeah, forever and ever.
It is what it is, right?
Work.
917-636-7078, man. We got any topics, any stories, any weather? What we want to start with today?
We'll start off with the weather.
Weather, please tell us.
Oh, yeah, she want to
Let's see what's going on.
Let me start y'all off with the weather, man, because it's going to be fucking hot as fuck.
It was so humid. Did anybody catch the rain last night?
No.
Yeah, I caught some of the rain, because I was actually in the city,
It got worse.
I caught a few sprinkles.
Yeah, that was about it.
I seen the clouds moving in.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I didn't catch it.
Yeah, that's a good
I
thing.
feel like I was swimming in a bowl of soup.
Really?
Yeah.
You got wet?
Yes.
Wow.
It felt like I was swimming in a bowl of soup because the humidity was just like I
So
could
high,
push the
yeah.
air. Like,
And I bet you after that rain, oh, you felt real hot after that. I know you was feeling nasty after that shit. So it's 87 degrees today, mostly cloudy, and then tomorrow 89 sunny tomorrow. Friday, July 5th, partly cloudy, 83 degrees. Then Saturday, scattered thunderstorm, 89 on Saturday, so real hot Saturday. And then Sunday, showers on Sunday, 82, and then Monday, 81 degrees on Monday next week. So we're looking like low, mid, well, high,
high mid 80s.
Yeah, the next
Yeah.
week, something like that.
All right,
So it's
that's
not bad.
cool. That's cool.
I'll take it.
Well, we can go into the first song, man. What do you got?
Let's do it.
What's the first song you got for us?
Let's start it off with Do You Know?
Do you know?
Yeah, Do You Know?
All right, y'all. You heard it first. Do you know?
Yes, sir.
Coming up right here on Teleman Radio, Worldwide FM, NYC. We'll be right back.
Get it. Yeah. I like this song. Two girls getting arrested.
Two girls got arrested.
I like this song. This one and the other one, Nothin But Trouble. These are my two favorites. I like these two. Yep. Nah, I remember that part. Yeah, that's the one bar I never lived in, actually, Staten Island.
Right.
I never lived in Staten Island.
Staten Island.
I never lived in Staten Island.
It's tough out there, man. Like, racism is so heavy out there.
Oh, okay, with the race. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. 'Cause I know a lot of Italians over there, they live in Staten Island.
There's some lies going on out there. They don't report. It's like it's a borough, but it's like
Kind of like outside of New York City.
It's more like Jersey.
Yeah, then it's like Staten Island. Yeah.
It's like Brooklyn / Jersey.
Like a combination of those two. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember last time I was out there, I was trying to go for a job or some shit. Like, doing like sanitation or something, like a bunch of years back. But like, yo, the ride was too much. It would be like 2 hours from like where I live in the Bronx, go all the way down to Staten Island. And it was all the way by the Jersey side of Staten Island. Yeah, that shit was far.
I mean, you gotta take the train to the ferry, then a bus, and maybe another train.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they got their own train out there.
Yeah, Staten Island, yeah. It's the same like ours. Just,
it was weird when I went out there.
Staten Island?
Very weird.
Nah, it's different from I always call it the forgotten borough, but nobody ever talk about Staten Island.
I mean, I've been traveled out there a few times because family lived out there one time or another, and it was always like the worst neighborhood. But then when you go into the better neighborhoods, you see the difference in the treatment.
Right.
Like they really show you that they don't want you
They
there.
don't want to.
Wow.
Oh, what is that? He probably from Harlem now, but you know, that would be running up Harlem, man.
And then he trying to get us drunk. I was like, girl, no. And he walked out of the room. I was like, texting him, he had poured shit in. He was going to drink coke. And it looked like we drinking, but we not. Yeah, out there, got back on the ferry. Oh my God, that was New York, like crazy. That, like, I don't know if he had a pistol in ferry or something, but he was real big. And he had like bottom of his shirt was all wet and stuff, and it smelled like pee. And it was like a linger, a huge lingering trail of pee. And he was like, can I get some change? I got some change. It's for real, I swear to God, he was like that.
You should have told them to try to learn to accept things the way they are. You know?
No,
Tell him to take a shower. Tell him to take a shower first.
the girl was like, you okay, baby? You got the things to bring.
Or maybe you should have beat him too and then asked him for some change.
Right. I know this one guy on the G train, like he's a bum guy, but he's like a big guy, and he was probably like a sign with him. But I used to see him when I was in high school on the J train. So he used to be on the J train too. So he's been thinking like bumming on the train for years. Wow. It's crazy. But I just saw him recently, like a few like a month ago. I saw him on the G train, but I never used to see him on the G train. I used to see him like on the J train and on the L train. I used to go to North High School back in the day. So
I don't entertain them no more. If they got a really good story, then I help them out.
Right. But it's the same
have a
story.
really good story.
And yo, before, like, the guy, he never used to sing. So, like, the last couple times I seen him on the G train, he's singing now. Like, he's singing, like, he's like, can I get some church? Thank you, please. It's like the way he's that shit is crazy, man.
Nah, it's epidemic. Like, right now, in just about any neighborhood, in the city, like the ghettos, you just cannot even go to the store or anything without being approached and asked for money. You can't. It's really tough out here right now. Like, cause you know why people don't have it in their mind to go get it for themselves anymore.
Right. So they want somebody
right.
to do it.
All the handouts kind of made them look for handouts.
Right.
Dudes grabbing me in Harlem. What the hell?
Do you know?
Do you
know?
Yeah, I like that.
Do you know where you're going there?
Yeah, there you go.
I like this joint.
Thank you.
I like
Me
this.
too.
I'm about to put
That's
this in
on the
rotation.
Yeah.
Put this in rotation in here.
Alright.
For
That's
sure.
what's up.
For surely. I can't wait to hear the other two.
I know, right?
Three of them in rotation.
Word. You gotta hear that Nothing But Trouble.
You
boy.
know
That's
what makes a great hot independent station is just having all the hottest music. The thing is like with all the artists that come through, I just be picking out the hottest songs.
Yeah.
Right.
If you got something fire, I want it.
Yeah.
And the other two don't work, it's okay. Send your catalog. But when you come back with some new stuff, I want to pick the hottest.
I got you.
Like some artists could have 2 out of the 3 hot songs. I'm taking the 2.
Got you.
If they don't have any hot songs at all, I'm just like, you gotta bring me another project. Bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta go back to that drawing board and figure that out, because what happens is when I put all the hot songs in the regular rotation, you can tell there's a glitch out of the momentum of the song.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Some people be like, I don't know who that is. I don't even know.
I don't want to listen to this dude. Like, I don't want to listen to this dude. Like, he's a horrible.
Even let that get there.
Right, on the
You know
station
what I'm
and
saying?
shit. Word.
You can tell because of all the artists are like, it's colliding. Everything, and if all the songs are hot, it's going to go straight in sync.
Right, it's going to be beautiful, yeah.
Whether it's R&B or hip-hop, you're going to be like, damn, like this station is fucking rocking. I ain't heard of none of these people, but this shit is hot.
It's hot.
And that's the point, and that's what I want.
Well, I know exactly what you mean, and I'd appreciate your honesty, truthfully. Like, if you think any of my shit is not hot,
No,
it's hot. But I ain't gonna lie though, like the Tricks, I ain't gonna front. Tricks, I wasn't just feeling it as much as the other two.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'll be saying it. But Tricks is still not bad. It's still better than a lot of other people that I've heard.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's so much music that came through here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that could be the weakest song, but that song may be better than half the songs
that other people put out. Right.
Not even that, but Tricks is a lot of people's favorite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So that's weird for me because I don't really like it as much like the other two.
Like
That's
for
for
me,
me.
if I like all 3, I'm gonna play all 3.
Yeah, Tricks is just me talking shit though.
Right.
It ain't really nothing to it. It's just, I just felt like I need to talk some shit. You know
Gotcha.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's what the microphone is for.
Yeah.
Music is for you.
Right.
What you want to tell the world, what you want the world to hear from your storyline, your perspective.
Yeah.
Right.
Or whatever it is, the situation.
Yeah.
You know?
It's better to hear people that actually have lyrics than to hear somebody saying that they flyered in an ostrich.
Right. What type of shit is that exactly? I miss lyricism because a lot of the music now is like all you gotta have is like a hot beat and a hot chorus and that's it now. Like the lyricism is gone now. Like
I don't think it's gone.
What's some of the songs? What's some of the songs I should say? Now I wouldn't say every song, but a lot of the songs that I hear now is kind of gone.
Yeah, I don't think it's gone. I think it's missing in the mainstream. And a lot of times when people talk about things being missing, they're just talking about the mainstream.
But you know what? Right. The mainstream are afraid of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're afraid of us.
Absolutely, because a lot of our greats went underground.
Right.
That's another thing. A lot of our greats went underground and started pocketing that change. So, but they still making great music.
Right.
The thing is that we stopped seeking great music. And that became a problem because before mainstream took over and commercialized it, we were actually looking for great music. We were actually digging it. And it's still out there. So when people say there's no great music or it's not a lot, then I challenge you to search for it. Because it's out there. Like
no, it is out there, but it's just not in mainstream like it should be.
But that's the laziness of it. You want to be served that good music.
Well, that's the politics of it. Because certain, you know, the labels, they only want to put out what they want to put out. And they want to put their money wherever they want to put it.
Right.
You know
wherever they think it's going to get a return.
And 9 times out of 10, it's not even the music. It's the actual person and the business mindset of that person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if the labels want you to do something that you're not comfortable with, they can give it a whole deal.
But you got to give a whole deal, right? Exactly.
It has nothing to do with the music. You can have
the hottest songs and everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can have the hottest song of the year.
Right. Or the hottest
album. And they won't put the money behind you under certain fucked up.
Very true.
So that's why a lot of greats are not in there because we're not gonna sell out to that. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I mean you would know this, if you put all the footwork up to this point, I could do this myself.
Right.
I mean, I would make more with your funding, but I could still make money with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It doesn't change.
Yeah.
I was still
well, like 50 said. 50 said what? I ain't selling my soul to go gold.
Right.
And he meant that shit, man. Like, he was real when he said that shit. Like, he wasn't fucking playing around.
Right.
Like,
I would still challenge some of the greats and a lot of the people that I like to reach into their pocket and just drop something just because.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Just to spite. Like, because that won't be owned by the label. No. It'll just be for your people.
All you.
Right. You know, give us something that we looking forward to, even when they shelf your stuff. Reach in your pocket, reach to your resources, and give us something that we looking for.
Exactly.
You gotta totally understand that label is nothing without the artist.
Right. Absolutely.
That's true.
Nothing.
Absolutely.
So the artist has to start taking more control
Ownership
of the situation.
Yeah.
And some of them even create, they create their own labels. Some of these
very
artists.
true.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way you should wake up and a motherfucker put $500,000 in your pocket and they're making millions off of your music and telling you when you can come out, where you can go, where you can't go. Fuck that shit.
Well, a lot of them traded off for exposure, you know, because of the reach. Yeah. Like right now, it's gonna take 5 to 10 years for anybody to know who I am with the with the amount of work that I'm able to put in with my resources.
Right,
but it has nothing to do with the quality or the level of the artistry of the music.
Right.
It really has a lot to do with the exposure and the reach.
Right.
So a lot of these machines have a far extended reach and they have relationships across the globe. So if you sign with them, you get immediate exposure, but the trade-off is to be broke and sick.
Right.
You know what
or being controlled.
Right, being controlled, So a lot of them will trade that off for the exposure because then that means that, you know what, I'm going to get shows over here, so I'm going to be able to get paid off of that. I might not be able to get paid off the music, which the music is not really making music money right now. It's just like a business card. Like, this is what I do. It's all the other things that I do outside of music that's putting money in my pocket. You know what I mean?
And that's what a lot of these artists are doing right now. Because some of these artists, they're going into movies, they're going into TV, they're going into different things, like clothing lines, all that stuff. Man.
Yeah, physical things are not really selling anymore. It's more intellectual property. So when you have an organization controlling streams where every stream is like 6 cents of a cent,
right.
That means you need 10 streams just to get 6 cents.
That's crazy.
So 100 streams is what? 60 cents.
60 cents.
1,000 streams is $6.
And that's what you make it. That's if you're doing it. If you're getting that in a day or something like that.
Right, and that's if you're getting that exposure and that reach to people actually listening to it.
Right.
So you got a person that'll make $25 in a year and they actually went gold.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
But you only made $25.
You made $5 for the year.
Yeah.
That's
so in streaming terms, that's a gold seller.
But see,
that is a gold seller. You're right.
That comes back down to your marketing and your marketing dollars.
Right.
It depends on what you also put out.
Right.
If you got the right situation going out and with the right amount of dollars behind it, makes some real serious
Absolutely,
shit.
I agree with that.
It only takes one.
I agree with that.
It only takes one.
You put your money in the right pool and we'll
it's popping like popcorn.
Yeah.
That video together, boy.
Right.
Microwave it.
Yeah.
That shit gonna blow up.
Yeah. So we brainstorming on stuff like that right now. So that's why I ain't gonna let it out the bag. But we brainstorming on stuff like that. Like it takes a few years. You know what I mean? Like, people don't understand that.
I've been doing this a while. Yeah, I'm in total understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for everybody listening out there, it actually takes about 5 to 10 years to be an overnight success. But that's 5 to 10 years of constant work, no days off.
No days off.
That means sleeping when there's nothing else to do. You know what I mean? That means working, and when there's nothing else to work, you take a nap, and then you get up and work again.
That sounds completely like me.
Yeah. Why you think I got the shades on? I don't get up in the morning. I don't get up in the morning. I get up in the afternoon.
You on the vampire life.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm making this music, and boom, that's it. Man.
Afternoon to early morning about.
I take a nap like a cat, and I'm back up and out.
Right. My days are like 1 in the afternoon to like 6, 7 in the morning.
Oh, wow.
And then I might stay up and just relax and wind down and probably take a nap. I don't sleep more than 2 to 3 hours because I can't. If I do, then I wind up sleeping the whole day.
Yeah. No more than 4 for me.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah, it's too much. It becomes too much. Because you need a certain amount of hours in, and then you need a certain amount of hours sleep, and a certain amount of hours out. If you don't get that, then you don't charge up.
Yeah, your batteries.
Yeah.
Well, y'all are men, so I can't do that. Like,
Well, there's some women that probably do that too when it
I
comes
ain't
to
gonna
music.
get into that discussion. I ain't getting into that discussion with the sexes.
Right.
I'm just an intern, so I got school. I'm up at 6, and then my day don't end till like 11.
Okay, that's a good day.
And it's like that every day.
It's about the same amount of hours, just different times of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
If I try to do what you just said, I ain't gonna make it.
Well, it's all habits, right? At first, it don't start out that way, but I've been a night owl since high school. So since high school, I've been breaking days. And I've been preparing myself for this grind. I could stay up for 72 hours straight. No problem.
That makes 2 of us.
No problem at all. I won't even
I can't
know.
do that shit. The most I can do is like 48 hours.
But here's the thing, though. You definitely have to eat right. You got to stay hydrated. And you have to be doing something that drives you. It has to be something that drives your passion. Other than that, it's not going to be healthy for you.
It's a combination of the two.
It's
a combination of the two. It has to be something you really got that drive on.
Absolutely.
When I did Single Guys, I didn't sleep.
No, I remember when you were shooting that TV show, you didn't sleep at all. Yeah, that's true.
I wanted that shit done ASAP.
Word. And we was shooting till like 3, 4 in the morning sometimes. I remember
That's
that
the focus that it takes.
3, 4 in the morning.
No sleep.
But
So
this is New York, though.
New York.
The city that never sleeps.
Yeah.
This ain't.
Yeah.
This ain't Toledo, man.
Even if I was in Ohio, I'd still be doing it. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I was doing it then.
Yeah.
Right, 24
It
hours.
don't
When I
matter.
came out with the first movie, Two-Way Trouble. I showed you that then.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Let me know, dude. I act too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some clips.
Man,
I've seen some clips.
I'm working, man. Look, I'm gonna figure it out.
It's nothing I can't do, man. The only thing I can't do is what I say I can't do.
Yeah, you
Right,
You know what I mean?
There you go.
And if I realize that I can't do it, I just won't touch it.
Right.
And especially if I can't be great at it.
It's not nothing you touching it.
Right.
You can't be great at it.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I agree. That makes 2 of us, man. 917-636-7078. The phone line is wide open. Listen, you got any topics for us today?
Okay, so I do have one little subject. But this one, I don't gotta read it because I was thinking about this when I was on subway. So, why is it okay for a man to be in a relationship with more than one woman? Or would they call it like a polytriad or something like that? Why is it okay for a man to do that? But if you see a woman that does that, it's just all kinds of real breakthroughs.
I want to bounce that back to you. Why do you think it's not okay?
For which part?
For what you just said?
What you just said.
Okay. Well, I never said that I didn't think that it wasn't okay. It's just the opinion of others is what I noticed.
Okay.
Like the reactions and stuff, the things that I've seen from other people, and it's just like, really, like, you're not okay with that, but you're okay with this. Why is that? It feels like it's kind of like a double standard. Like the woman embodies like all of the grunt, all of the BS from the same stuff that men do.
Okay. To answer that question, I think there's a bias all across the board. Truthfully speaking, it depends on the individuals involved. Like, if you try to get with a person that's not, if you're a polygamist and you're trying to get with people who are not polygamous, then that's where the problem comes in.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's where the problem comes in at.
That's true.
If you're not being straight up and forward and honest from the jump, that's where the problem comes in at. You know what I mean? Because you do have a lot of women that know polygamy is the only way that we're going to continue to reproduce, we're going to continue to flourish, we're going to continue to grow as a people, as a culture. Because right now our numbers are down as far as the birth rates. So by the year 2053, we might not even exist. Because we're all getting into interracial relationships, mixing out our seeds.
Right.
And so if you're mixing out your seed, that means your seed, your culture does not continue on. It's something new. It's something brand new.
Full-blooded wise.
Right. Full-blooded wise, right. So then you have all of these different things with the generation of your genetics. All of those things are what's watering down the genetics. That's why polygamy is coming back full force right now. And then you have a lot of people who have alternate lifestyles now, which you call homosexual, right? So you have same-sex relationships who are not reproducing and have no plan to reproduce.
Right, exactly.
I agree.
So then you have that decline.
You got sapiosexual, a whole bunch of them.
Some actually do. They have a way, the in vitro.
Right.
So some like same-sex couples do, at least with the women.
Right.
I
All for
know,
women. Yeah, right.
that's what I know.
Yeah, they still do, but this is to answer the question about polygamy.
Yeah.
About why is it okay and why is it not okay? It's not okay if you don't think it's okay, right?
Right, you don't.
And it's okay if you think it's okay. That's really the bottom line to it.
That's true.
Right?
That means your decision making of you.
Right.
Right.
True,
We gotta let people know
it's
it's
the
a jump.
backlash though. Like why all this?
Well, society. I mean, a lot of society.
That's somebody's opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot of people's opinion. Who cares about
And
that?
then 9 times out of 10, women are the perpetrators of the backlash of the same thing they say they're against.
Right.
You don't see a lot of men backlashing anything.
Man, that didn't come out of my mouth.
So would you say the same thing applies to a woman being a stripper?
I wouldn't say the same thing because every situation is unique and unto itself. You know, it depends. Like you have some women that are stripping because they just like to do that. You do have some people who are born vixens. You have some women who are born seducers. You have some women that's just what they do. That's just inherently in them, right? And
but the thing that you were saying though about the part where it's okay, but then it's not like the people not agreeing with it,
right?
Okay, so it's kind of like the same concept though with stripping, like the people retaliating against what somebody is choosing to do with their body and whatnot. It's like the same thing, except the only difference is that they're not stripping.
Right, but it's the same thing. Women are the ones that's creating the controversy with it. It's men. A lot of men are not against any of that stuff.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So how do y'all would marry a stripper?
Not saying that, but it depends on the person, as he said.
I keep it straight up.
Yeah. Because everybody
depends on the person.
It depends on the person. Would I marry? Absolutely, I would marry a stripper if she knew for sure that was her purpose and that's what she's doing.
That's my taste.
Right.
Yeah, of course. It depends on the person.
Would you marry a stripper?
Oh no.
I wouldn't. I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't either.
Why?
There you go. You need to be asking souls.
Why would you not?
Why not?
No.
It's okay.
I think
No,
that's
because I don't worry about, is she cheating on me with another dude or whatever, or stuff like that. I've always got that question. I'm always going to have that question in my head. Even though she might not be. Right. But I'm still always going to have that question in the back of my mind.
True.
Boy, I should strip.
What makes you think that?
No, because it's just a profession. It's a profession it is. I mean, you're going to have
absolutely what it is.
It depends on if he's okay with it.
Right.
If he's okay with it,
Back to
do it. If he's not okay with it, he's not going to do it. It's like what he said.
Right, back to the
I
same
know,
thing.
but I'm just saying, like, to not just get a straight yes or no answer, it's nice to kind of go in depth.
Well, he gave you a straight answer.
I just did.
He said he won't feel comfortable.
Yeah, I always have it in the back of my mind that she might be cheating on me with another guy.
Because there's a stigma behind
Because
stripping,
right.
And stripping being synonymous with prostitution.
But this is the
there you
person.
go. That's what I was looking for. What you just said.
I'm giving you what you're looking for.
But it
I'm
comes
giving
back
it
to the person.
Yeah.
Come back to the
I know
person.
that part.
But a lot of strippers are prostitutes. Like
Right. On the down low. They ain't gonna tell you on the down low.
I'm saying in my experience of going to strip clubs and being in strip clubs, a lot of them are open
Right,
to
on the
it.
down low.
You know, a lot of they're not supposed to be, but they are open to it.
Right.
And there's a lot of pimps inside the strip club too.
Yeah.
So that stigma carries over, and when you're listening to someone else outside of yourself, and you're using their judgment as your judgment, then yeah, you would use that against another person that strips.
Right.
But you got to try a person by a person. You know? If that person is giving you signs that you can't trust them, then why would you ever be in a relationship with them in the first place?
It comes back down to the person.
Right. Now, if I can't trust them, I'll trust them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be quiet. He's stealing all the words out of my mouth.
I know, right?
Like you get
Listen.
too serious into it. I'm just talking.
He's saying,
I know what she
Part
wants.
of the thing.
No, I know what she wants. I'm trying to give you what you want too.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I'm serious and he's not.
The difference is I'm playing the advocate.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm being the advocate, right?
I put out
And you like, this is my position.
And I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to my position. That's it.
Michael Jackson. This is it.
This is it.
Nah, I mean, for me, I'm very introspective and I'm very analytical. So I try to look at all sides possible.
Right.
And even more than that, you know, but I do know what the reality of the situation is. So I'm always going to give you what the reality of the situation is. I know what you want. You want the gritty dirt. You want the continuous conversation that keeps going about the stigma. I get that. So we can talk about that too, but that I think that perpetuates what the issue is instead of getting to the root of what the issue is so we can get resolution.
So how can we do that?
How can we get to resolution?
Yeah.
By being direct with people and telling them what it really is and what it really is not. Instead of just laboring on about what the problem is.
The problem, we keep going in circles.
I like this guy. He has all of my answers.
Oh my God.
He knows his stuff, man. That's a fact. That's a fact.
You have
I would be on the quiet too.
You have the same mindset of answers I would have put out.
Yeah, it was bad.
You asked if I had a topic. I gave you.
I like it.
That was a good topic because we always talking.
We're still talking about it.
I know, right? But that was a great topic.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a problem marrying a stripper because I would want her to do those things for me too. I would have a problem if she went to the club and did it, and then when we got home, she's like, "Oh no, that was work." You know what I mean? And then I'm like, "Well, look, I'm supposed to be the first one you practice on." You know?
Right. Now with nobody else. Yeah, exactly.
Then I would have a problem with that, you know?
Right.
But, I mean, I think that would quell any insecurities that might arise. If I'm the first one that she's willing to do it with, then I'm cool with that. I don't mind her doing it with other people as long as she's not going beyond what we agree is beyond our relationship.
Okay.
And also, as long as she's not being sneaky and secretive and doing things and not being straightforward about it.
There we go.
So as men, as you guys sit here before me, would you say that you're more unlikely to trust a woman who dances for money versus a woman who, let's just say, sits behind a desk?
I'm gonna wait on this to let y'all answer.
To me, it does. If I'm cool with that, I don't have a problem with that. Are you saying would I pick a woman dancing over a woman behind the desk?
No, I'm saying, would you not trust a woman who strips, who takes her clothes off for money versus a woman who sits behind a desk? Would you be more, I guess you say, less trusting of the woman that strips versus
Probably.
the woman who sits behind
I ain't gonna
the
front.
desk?
I probably would.
Probably be less.
I'll probably be less trusted. That's true. I probably
Say
less
that
trusted
answer
than stripper.
right now.
I probably would be. But you never know. But there's girls that behind the desk that cheat too. That doing the work and they go behind
Big
do
fucking
back.
the boss.
Right,
You know,
exactly.
They put the
But-
biggest bounty on the company.
Exactly.
To me-
That's true.
To me, it depends on the person.
Right.
I'm not gonna say yes or no. It depends on the person. It
Right,
depends
right.
on what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
I gotta know the
The
personality
personality
of
and
who I'm
everything,
dealing
right,
with.
right.
So I'm not gonna say yes or no to that.
I would
That's
say,
it.
wait, I didn't answer.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, for me, it doesn't matter what the profession is. It matters who the person is,
Okay.
right? Because for me, women in general have so many layers to them.
Yeah. This is
So many layers, like sometimes you don't always meet the person who you think you want to be with, right? Because the first attraction is physical. So when I first see her, that's going to gauge whether I'm interested to go further, right? But it still takes time to get to know who that person is.
Right.
And after getting to know that person is the only time that I could judge whether I would trust them or not.
Now you know what you're dealing with.
Yeah. Because trust is not something that you can just give freely. It's something that's built over time.
Yeah.
Right.
After getting to know a person, you know what I mean? And then the first trust is trusting yourself, first and foremost.
Always.
And then you'll have a clean slate on whether you're gonna trust other people.
There you go.
Right.
Okay.
There you go. Speaking of all, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, so essentially, it's like women are like onions. We got layers, except we don't smell like onions.
Right, exactly. Some of them don't.
Guys have layers too.
Right.
But the layers are transparent.
Oh.
That's
you can see our layers.
The layers are transparent.
Right, as a woman, you can see our layers.
With women, the layers are guarded.
Right.
And only certain people have access to different various layers and chambers.
Right.
Wouldn't that be the right segue for Nothing But Trouble?
I know, right? Nothing but trouble. That's perfect, man. That's a perfect segue for that.
Absolutely.
So we're going to play that right now.
Yeah. So what's the next song you going to bring it up?
Yo. You listening to Turn Up Boys in the Morning. This is your boy, Willie Do-Gooder. We about to put on that Nothing But Trouble.
Nothing But Trouble. Right here, Teleman Radio, Worldwide FM, NYC. We'll be right back.
Yep.
You said YC.
I know, right? This is my favorite jam right here. This is my shit. You gonna hear the beat. Woo.
I have to go to that.
Okay, do that.
Go for it.
Well, I didn't know I showed it.
Let's go!
Nice lyrical content, man.
I like the beat, man. The beat is fire, bro. I love this
This
beat.
is what's missing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like this joint.
You can feel realness. There ain't a bunch of gibber jabber.
Nope. Nah, that's straight lyrics right there, boy.
Well, it's the perfect time. It's the perfect climate to stay true to this. Because a lot of people ain't doing it.
Right.
Yeah. Plus my uncle put me in my first professional recording studio to rap. Well, I'm a vocalist.
Yeah.
But he wanted me to be a part of his group, and he put me in the studio, and I wrote my first rap back then. And I've been rapping since '91. And it was like he passed like 2 years ago, and I could just hear him saying, "Yo, just keep doing it."
Keep going.
And then so that's when I started working on the EP. Yeah, and the songs they wrote themselves, bro. It wasn't even like I had to push.
Yeah.
It just started coming. And so now I won't write nothing. I just let it come. I won't force nothing ever again. I just let it come. And when it come, I just put it out. You know what I mean?
Yo, that freaking sample in there, man, that shit was dope, bro.
So we're gonna do 2 topics on Hollywood.
Yeah.
And he's gonna end it with tricks.
Okay, no doubt. I already got the stories too.
Yeah.
I already know.
So
I got our chemistry.
We got enough time for 2 topics.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then tricks sign us out.
Alright, cool.
And plus, you know, like Fresh Prince came out with "Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble" too. So that's like paying homage to him. You know what I mean? With the Nothing But Trouble, "Girls of the World Ain't Nothing But Trouble."
Yeah.
And then the nice and smooth. Sometimes I rhyme slow, sometimes I rhyme quick.
She was giving her girlfriend some girl talk. The tears in her eyes told me that it wasn't good. From what I overheard, from what I understood, a beautiful frown messed up my whole mood. Her opinions about her girl's man's voodoo, and how if she was in her shoes, what would she do? If you was your man and I was you, I would leave you. Because he doesn't have the right to ever deceive you. He only had one job, that's to please you. You need to be by yourself if he don't know how to treat you. She kept going on and on like she was in the know. It's like I had a front seat in a reality show. I think she should have just left it alone and let her work it out with a man whenever they get home. Hey.
too.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Got 2 out of 3.
I know, right? 2 out of 3. That's good. That's show you how good you are, man. Talent right there.
I also sung the hooks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear it.
I hear it. Doing your great thing, man.
Well, what it was is like back in the days, I was always looking for a rapper to feature on my songs, and I could never get it. So it just strengthened my pen in that way.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, looking for singers to get on my rap. So
Yep, exactly.
I might as well have done it.
Hell yeah.
Nothing but trouble, boy.
Nothing but trouble. Yo, some of these girls, it's true. Nothing but trouble, man.
Trouble.
Yes, sir.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Watch out with these chicks.
Thank you.
I like it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
2 out of 3, man. I like it. I
Thank
like
you.
it.
Yeah, man, these girls play a lot of games.
Yeah.
But hold on. In fairness to you, if you really listen to the lyrics, you can hear some of the male perspective on the insecurities of a male too, you know, and not being sure, not knowing, or not being ready to do certain things. If you're really listening to it.
It is. There it is. 917-636-7078 stoves. You got a couple stories on
Yeah, I do. I got an ASAP Rocky story for you.
Shit.
ASAP.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you got that fight overseas?
Yeah, he did.
Shout out the whole ASAP gang. Harlem stand up.
You gotta tell me what's happening with that.
Yeah, so ASAP Rocky's under arrest in Sweden for a street fight and now faces a very serious charge despite video that seems to show he and his team were not the aggressors. Law enforcement in Stockholm tells cops busted ASAP on suspicion of aggravated assault. TMZ broke the story. The rapper and his team got into a brawl last weekend. We posted the first video of the incident showing Rocky and his entourage tossing a guy and punching him.
Wow.
Witnesses told us the fight started because the man was hounding ASAP and his team over a pair of headphones that he claimed they had broken. However, AR later posted a nearly 3-minute-long video which showed the man had actually broken his headphones when he smashed them on the head of ASAP's bodyguard. Even after that clear first shot was taken, Rocky is seen on camera playing peacemaker trying to calm the situation. It appears the fight erupted several minutes later when the man continued to hound ASAP's company, and after a woman claimed the man had broke their butt.
Oh my Lord.
We're told We're told Stockholm cops can now hold Rocky for up to 3 days while prosecutors determine whether to charge him. If they do, he's looking at the possibility of up to 6 years in a Swedish prison.
What?
We're told 3 other people were also arrested, 2 on suspicion of aggravated assault and 1 for suspicion of assault. It's unclear what the relationship is to ASAP.
Oh my God.
Some wild shit right there, man. That's
But
wild.
in the video, I saw the video. He was telling them to just go, man.
Yeah, just go.
Man. Go that
Yeah.
way.
He wasn't even doing anything.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's no
Yeah.
video of those dudes getting beat up.
Right.
It's crazy when you have status like that, you know, and you're in a foreign land,
Right.
and they're trying to make a name for themselves, so they try to hold you because you are the name.
Right.
Like, we mean business, we ain't taking no crap. Even
Yeah.
if you ain't do nothing, man, they can
Right,
still,
exactly.
see the whole thing, the way the law works, they can still process you under reasonable doubt. You know what I mean? They can still process you and put you through the system, even if you haven't done anything.
Right.
Crazy.
That's fucked up.
Bananas. What's the other story you got for
Yo, I
us?
had an R. Kelly one.
Oh, God. What's going on with fucking
Oh
Has he went to jail yet?
Oh,
God,
man.
somebody
Not yet. Tonight, somewhere.
I am all about Trey Songz right now. I cannot.
I know, he was telling me the whole time, he was like, listen, I can't fuck with R. Kelly no more.
I can't fuck with R. Kelly. He has some of the greatest music
Right.
with the most
Oh,
fucked up
man.
background.
Yeah, it's just too much.
I gotta go to Trigger now.
Yeah.
Trigger's my guy.
I know, Trigger's your guy, that's for sure. So here we go, R. Kelly, so Drea, she fires back at him saying, you can't shut me up. So they were saying Drea Kelly's legal team is firing back. Her defense attorney, Alison Moda, issued a scathing statement to TMZ saying Robert has not been complying with that provision of their agreement for years. He even put out a book, Solar Cat poster, with details of their marriage and divorce. He essentially waived that provision and now using it as a vindictive sword to punish her for asserting her right in domestic relations court and forcing him to comply with his financial obligations. She continues, he can no longer control her with physical abuse, so he's resorting to methods of control and punishment that can be inflicted from afar. So they said R. Kelly says his ex had been running her mouth for far too long, and he now wants a judge to shut her up. According to new legal docs obtained by TMZ, Kelly's legal team filed a motion alleging that singer's ex, Drea Kelly, has reached a marital settlement agreement they signed back in January 2009. And in it, Drea agreed she would not say a peep about the time they were married. In docs, Kelly's team says he wants a judge to order her not to speak about anything related to their marriage. Kelly said they agreed neither would divulge any account of their private lives, business activities, relationship with each other, marriage, or circumstances surrounding the dissolution. Kelly's attorney, Stephen Greenberg, tells TMZ Drea's interview on TMZ Live last month is one of the reasons for the motion. You recall she said if you can't pony up the child support dough, he should look into a job at Del Taco. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Greenberg says Kelly has not made one disparaging remark about Drea publicly, and there's plenty he could say. Greenberg added Drea has two strands of income, child support from R. Kelly and blasting R. Kelly publicly. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Greenberg, according to
That's
Doc, also says Drea violated the agreement talking about the marriage on the reality show Growing Up Hip Hop. Kelly also wants her to stop running to the media and dragging him through the mud. As you know by now, Kelly and Drea have been at war over child support in the midst of Kelly's other criminal cases. Kelly's team told us he's paid Drea every cent he owes her. There you
Wow.
go.
Man, that sounds like she's just being bitter.
Yeah.
I know, right? She's
That child support shit is no joke, man.
yeah, nah, it's
When a
yeah.
chick is hounding you and
Yeah.
attacking you with that shit,
yeah, there's nothing you can.
man, it's nowhere you can run.
Feels like a hammer. It feels like a hammer just
It's
swinging
nowhere
down
you can
on
run.
you.
I don't think it's helpful.
You
No, definitely not helpful.
You literally have to fight that shit.
No, you do.
You cannot run from it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I think it would be in her best interest to keep her mouth shut too, because she might wind up having to say too much and incriminate herself.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
right.
that's what most of the time happens.
Yeah.
Right.
They set themselves up for failure.
Right. True. So that's crazy, man.
I don't know, man.
And R. Kelly, I don't know, he might be in jail, man. He might end up being in jail for
Oh,
Man,
he's
he
gonna
got
be-
too many
oh, believe
tapes,
me.
man.
Yeah, he got too many.
He's
yo,
going.
tapes.
It's only a matter of time.
They
Yeah,
got the
man.
power to let you go, and they got the power to take you down.
It's only
Right.
a matter of
And,
time, bro.
right
Listen,
now, he's
they
not
happened to
relevant.
Bill Cosby. Shit.
Well, I mean, they lose their relevance in the culture, right? R. Kelly already put out enough music for that generation, and that generation
right.
has already been programmed.
Mm.
So he's not really programming this next generation.
No, not really.
So he doesn't have the relevance
Right. And
that whatever the mainstream industry needs.
Right.
So now he can be discarded. You know,
Yeah, pretty
the
much.
first time they had to let him go because he was continuing the program,
Mm.
right? So
Yeah.
now he's not relevant to the culture, so they
No.
don't need him anymore.
Right. No, exactly.
Not at
Well,
all.
first of all, I think it's pretty straight that Del Taco still exists.
Del
Right.
Taco. I ain't even heard of Del Taco.
Yo, that's like,
it's like another Taco Bell.
It's disgusting, man.
It's worth the Taco Bell. That bad?
Man, it's nasty.
God
Taco
damn.
Bell made Del Taco look like horse poop.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
I don't know, man.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Okay, so look. So
Mhm.
Taco Bell is actually talking about opening up a resort.
That'll probably be good. You know,
That
they
would be
just
good.
put out a report that Taco Bell has been named the most healthiest fast food of all the fast food restaurant
Is
chains.
that right?
Really?
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Is
That's
that
great.
right?
That's
Yes,
wild.
sir. I
right
didn't
there.
make it up. It's a report.
Yeah, no. You're definitely right about that. That's crazy, man.
Anyway.
Because you know what it is? McDonald's, because everybody else got burgers or they got pizza or some wings or some
Yeah.
shit, so you know that shit's unhealthy. So
Right.
I guess they're saying a taco and a burrito is good for you.
Yeah, I mean,
good for your body,
it's
right?
probably a lot of the ingredients that they use and the way they prepared and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's not real
You know what I'm
Mexican food, by the
Oh,
way.
No, it's
like-
not. We know that.
That's
We know
like
it ain't real
straight-
Mexican.
Straight
Fast food.
Tex-Mex.
Right,
Yeah.
that's what it is. Yeah,
Tex-Mex.
Taco
Yeah.
Bell. Yeah, we know.
I don't
like
think
a
it's steak
steak.
if I go there. I don't fuck with the hamburger.
Oh, okay.
Like
What,
Chipotle,
wait, what's
that's
about?
Tex-Mex.
It's like the Mexican food being made by Asians.
Right? now that's some Chinese thing.
I ain't gonna
Chinese
feel like I
Chinese.
didn't eat it. It's good. It's just not Mexican.
Right.
You know what I
Crazy.
mean? I like my Mexican
So they probably
food
cook
off the
that.
trucks.
They probably cook that shit in a fucking wok. In the wok.
But I didn't want to take it there.
They cook the Mexican food in the wok.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen,
Willie Do-Gooder does not
Our-
support this message.
I know,
our
right?
time has come to a conclusion after hearing that.
I know, right? We
I
go
love
off the air now.
all Asians are cool with me.
Oh my
Go
God.
out and get the Prognosis
Oh my
EP.
God.
Right?
You can find it on all your platforms.
Right.
By
Right.
Willie Do Gooder. That's Will He Do Good or no spaces.
Yep.
And enjoy it, man.
Yeah. All
Give
right.
it to your kids. Let them listen to it.
Yo, been a pleasure, man. Thanks
No
for
doubt.
coming
Yo,
on,
thanks
man.
for having me,
Appreciate it,
man.
man.
This has been
Thank
fun.
you.
Hell yeah.
All right, so the time is now 11:57. We about to get up off of here, man. Make sure y'all tune in to the show tomorrow.
Yep.
And yeah, that's it. What do you want to present to the world as we sign off?
Yo. This is Turn Up Boys in the Morning again. This is your boy Willie Do Gooder. You already know. Brooklyn, stand up. We about to get into that tricks. That's me talking my shoe.
We out of here.
Yep. We out of here. Nice. That's what's up, man. That was fucking awesome.
I gotta send some more people this way.
Yeah, definitely. Sure, man. I know Stanley, you were saying that you were telling me like you're gonna send me some more people from Hustle of the Artist and everything. Yeah, to come through.
Yeah. As soon as I get more songs for my R&B, I come back too. Yeah. Right now I only got one song that I put out.
We're right here.
Yeah.
What's
Take it. You just hang it right here. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Wait for him to get out the bathroom. We take a quick photo, man, and we on the top.
Thank all my people for tuning in.
Oh my goodness.
Thank y'all for tuning in to my radio interview. Stay tuned for the next move.